We'll check the audio out and see how that's going. So we count down. Always like to check the audio. It's always a good thing, right? We count down. Folks in the live show, get ready in and sorted here. A few moments to get folks in. Yep, audio sounds good. And we get the countdown off for the live folks. You get the live edition as we're back in the studio today. First time I've been in the studio since last year. So since last, or December-ish. But heavy heart today, but we're going to fight through it. And I'm glad you're along. I'm going to get kind of situated here and everybody rolling along. And which means let's play the open in 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Well, it's baseball time in Siouxland once again. The Explorers are out to bring home another win. And when they take the field, they'll be hitting and running and stealing. So come out to the park for that big league good time feeling. Well, it's baseball Sioux City style. Baseball Sioux City style. Gonna conquer the league. Hold on to your seat. The Explorers just won't be beat.
All right. You guys didn't come to the show to hear me sing. Why not? I mean, it's like I told Brad Allred last night on our broadcast. Of course, Brad, the voice of the Cleveland Railroaders, and he and I were doing a high school game last night, and we had to sing "Happy Birthday" right to one of our fans, and he kind of stood up, and we both started. So I mean, like I said to him last night, the broadcast, we're a multiple talented broadcast crew on the radio for Grandview, and your broadcaster for Sioux City likes to sing, and I don't know about dancing, but multiple talented quote unquote broadcast. Good to see Robbie's on time. Robbie's on time. That's amazing, isn't it? Amazing, Robbie on time. Let me adjust the camera there. I'm glad you're along here at Explorers Expresso on the 4th of February. Then it was 99 days to the first game. Now it's a little over that to the home opener, but 99 days. 99 days. 99. It's sort of like you guys have done this, right? You've gone and bought something at the dollar store or any store, right? And it's 9.99 or it's 99 cents. It just seems a little better than being a dollar one or 99 cents, right? Once you cross down, it's only 99 cents opposed to a dollar two, right? That's sort of where we're at right here. All right. The graphics all up. Uh, Loaded show today, as always. Ryan Beard will be along in about 8 minutes. He'll join us, I believe, from down in San Antonio way. Looking forward to having him. Ryan, who really took the X's by storm late last year. Looking forward to having him back. Talk a little bit about his. We didn't really get a chance to talk to him at length, except I believe we did one radio interview with him on KSCJ, and that was it. But coming in late, but got to know him late, and really excited to have him back. He's got a great story. Hope you guys will stay around for that. That's coming up in about 8 minutes. 100 days out. 100 days out. Now, that was yesterday. If you guys saw the post in the association, they noted 100 days out. It's 100 days out until we roll there in May. Now we're, again, a little bit further for the home opener, but 100 days out. Are you ready? I know you're ready. I know that's a given, but my question for you is, what are you looking forward to most? Is it a routine? Maybe a promo or something that you look forward to at Lewis and Clark, affectionately known as LCP. Uh, maybe it's a promo. Maybe it's a night that you like. Maybe it's a certain night of the week. Maybe it's Thursday night. Maybe you're looking forward to the beer batter going down and you're going to race to the beer line with the beer leaders. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's 4th of July. There's all kinds of things. I mean, I know we all have our little things we're looking forward to. And what is it you're looking forward to? For me, for example, I'm looking forward to seeing your bright, smiling faces, but I'm also looking forward to. I love the Fourth of July game at the ballpark. My wife's always there. That's always a plus because she's done with school by then. She's in Siouxland by then. Oh, she teaches school in Texas till early June. So by the time she gets up to Sioux City, she's been there a few weeks by the time July rolls in. That's the height of our summer, and we really look forward to it. And for us Texans, where it's 5,000 degrees down south, I love the 4th of July where it just feels so great. The weather's great. I look forward to that. I look forward to seeing all your bright, smiling faces again. I look forward to that. Those are things I look forward to. I look forward to the routine. I have a routine that I do every day, even if it's a busy night or a slow night. It's a routine. I'm looking forward to that routine. Again, a lot of it's seeing you guys at the gate, or maybe it's walking the stands in my middle 3 innings when I'm off, whatever it may be. But we all have a routine. So, what is it you're looking forward to? I want you guys to respond with that today. Promo, maybe it's a promo. Maybe it's for me. I love Sundays. Sunday's my favorite day of the week. I love Sundays. I love Sundays at the ballpark. We usually have pretty good days, good weather, good folks. I love it. We get off early. It's a little bit of just a kind of relaxing. Okay, this homestand's done, or this series is done, and we're off on Monday. I love the Sunday feeling at the ballpark. I love the broadcast. We get Tom Backmeyer on, our VP. So that's where I'm coming from. So what is it for you? What are you looking forward to as we get closer to, we're now at 99 days, 98 tomorrow. What is it? The beer leaders, they're probably looking forward to a tall, cold one. Jason, good to see you. So, what is it you're looking forward to? I'd love to hear from you all to figure out what that is. And we all have something in particular. Maybe it's not out. Maybe it's waiting. Maybe we're waiting for the promo counter to come out. And when that does come out, well, you go into it, right? So, what are you most excited about? And so far, what are you most excited about as roster additions? Too, I think that's a secondary question. We might get to that a bit later on, but 100 days to Chicagoland is what I'm saying today. Explorers Expresso, I'm Dan Vaughn. I'm glad you're along. It's the official show of the Sioux City Explorers in the American Association on this second month of the year, fourth day of the year, Wednesday, the 4th of February. Coming up in a few moments, we're going to have Ryan Beard joining us in about just a couple more minutes. But what have you missed? Well, the hot stove's been frozen at the moment. It's not a lot going on. It's not, and I think I mentioned this a little bit last week. Some of y'all asked, and we talked to Mongo 2 weeks ago about what the situation is right now. Where are we? Because we're kind of at a spot where it's going to be a little cold for a bit, and not because there's not a lot going on. There's a lot going on. The one thing that is going on is the X's did execute a trade, and uh, it wasn't a huge deal in the grand scheme of things. But Caden Matlin, who was picked up and was going to be in the catching mix, was traded to the Pioneer League. Could have been yesterday. Would have been actually, but it gone through on Monday. It went to transactions yesterday, so you probably saw that on transactions yesterday. He was a young man was signed back, one of the early signees. I believe it was the 1 and 2 signees we had, maybe 3 and 4 signing. I don't remember the exact number, but Matlin went to Tarleton. I went to Abilene Christian, and then he also went to Akron and was traded to the Pioneer League. A couple ways to look at it. Player to be named later, going to the Boise Hawks in the Pioneer League. Now, some ways to look at this. Now, a couple ways to look at it. One, I thought I had a picture of him, but I guess I don't. Okay, well, boy, I was all excited that I actually was prepared today, and now I don't even have a picture of the young man. But Matlin traded for you folks on the live show. You radio audio podcast only folks, you don't care, right? But Matlin was going to be in the catching mix. There's a couple ways to look at it. A, player to be named later. It also tells you a couple things that maybe we haven't really talked about, and we did a little bit. There are obviously some guys coming back, and Mongo teased that. There'll be some guys and familiar faces re-signing down the road. We talked about that with Mongo last week, 2 weeks ago, rather. Giving guys a chance to catch on with a spring training somewhere, maybe, or even playing in winter ball, whatever the case may be. The old adage of it's easier to find a job when you have a job, that's true. But I think in baseball, in this case, as a player, if you're under contract somewhere, you've got to buy a guy out. it's a little easier to grab the guy who's not under contract, right? So Mongo has a tip of the cap to loyalty, does that a lot. But I think it tells you that we're probably going to have maybe a face or two in the mix in the catching position down the road that we Steve's talked about. Mongo said we might have this guy back, and there may be a guy down the road, or a veteran guy coming in that'll be in the catching mix as well. So that's part of it, all the mix too. So there's a lot of that going on. But again, I think it also tells you roster numbers. I think Steve has probably got more secure than he probably was expecting. And you got to save some space for some guys that are coming in down the road that are going to be guys that are coming back. There will be returners. You're going to see guys back. I've got it on good authority. You're going to see some of those trickle in, especially in March and as we get in April, and especially in May. That last couple of weeks of May, or really the first 2 weeks of May, we'll sign 7 or 8 guys sometimes. So we'll see that. Jason, good to see you out there. Happy birthday to Taylor, he says there. Happy birthday, Taylor. Checking in on his way home. Rick, good to see you, buddy. I saw you had a bit of a scare prayer earlier today. I did throw that out there. And we're running right on time. I love it because this means the show, at least I started on time, which is always good, which is always a plus. And so at least I started good on time. And we mentioned our featured guest coming out in a moment. I do like to play the interview segue because it gives us production value. So we play this. Here we go. It's the interview segue. Let me get it off the screen here. I think it's paused there. Hold on. You folks on the, there we go. Let's take it off the screen. There he is. Ryan Beard, how are you doing, my friend?
Doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. It's so good to see you, and I'm so excited to chat with you today. We're glad to have you, and welcome back,
Yes, sir.
Siouxland. And you ready to go? Are you ready to go? You fired up? I mean, it's a
Uh,
little early, I know, but you're in Texas. You're always fired up, right?
yes, sir. No doubt.
I your story, a lot of interesting ways to go about it, but I love the fact you come in late last year, and you come in, you don't, I mean, you were in the college game, you were playing, at a high level in Division 1, and suddenly, boom, you're in Sioux City, boom, I'm playing pro ball. I mean, I don't care what level you're at. That's a little shock to the system. Walk us through that first few days, that whole situation, because boom, suddenly you're in Sioux City. How did that all come about, and what was the shock to the system there?
Right. So, I mean, first off, got to give thanks to God for everything that's happened. It
Amen.
was, it was, it was all surreal. I mean, I go from finishing up my last college game in summer ball, and me and Mongo are sitting there.
I lost you there. My bad. We get him right back. We get him right back. Sorry about that. We lost him just for a moment. We'll get him right back. We will set that up. I don't know what happened, but we will log right back on. He'll come right back to us. Sometimes that happens on a live show. It's all good. All good. We'll get him right back. Just log back in. This is where we talk amongst ourselves. Just log back in, and we'll be back in. Texting, log back in, mate. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that. Just lost you. My bad. He'll try it again. I think he's back. Okay, he's back. We'll try. We'll take two. Here we go. He's back. Let me give him right back on the screen there. There we go. Let's try it again. Take two,
There
three,
we
two,
go.
one. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's try it again. I'm going to set you up. We'll set the softball up again. I'm going to tee it up for you right here. But tell us from the top, about that situation. You're in college, and boom, you're in Sioux City.
Yes, sir. Got to give thanks to God. But yeah, it was all surreal. I mean, going from playing my last college ball game to a couple days later, I'm in Sioux City. I mean, I was talking with Mongo. He's excited to get me up there. And I get there, you know, it's the same game. I mean, that's what I loved. Just the whole setup was a little different. I was talking with the guys, and a lot of them are affiliate guys. And I'm one of the few college guys. And so I'm trying to sit there and learn and, get to know all these guys and understand what's different. And there really wasn't anything different besides playing, like, it's just playing your game. And it was awesome. I honestly couldn't have asked for anything better. The guys were awesome, brought me in immediately, and like I said, I couldn't have asked for anything more. So
It was great to have you, Ryan Beard, here with us on the show. For you personally, you sort of, I mean, you get there, you don't pitch right away, but then you pitch, then but all of a sudden you're rolling, and the season's over, and you're rolling into
Yes,
this.
sir.
I mean, and you're like, did you just sort of like, well, gosh, I was just getting started. Now the season's over. A little itching to get back from that standpoint because I mean, you once you got rolling, you were rolling.
Yep. I was just on the phone with Mongo the other day, and he asked if I had started throwing. I was like, dude, I've been throwing. I'm ready to get back, and it was kind of one of those things where I was rolling, and everything was feeling good, and so I'm ready to get back and get back to Sioux City and help the team get going. So
A lot of the college guys. I mean, Jaron Jackson. I talked about this 2 years ago, but it is an adjustment, especially. And I had never thought about this, but from your preparation off season work, as you go from a situation where if you're in college, you're playing, you're in the middle. I mean, you're in the early part of college season. Your workouts are different. The way you go about your business because the timing's different. Has that been an adjustment for you too? Because you don't. I mean, you're going to throw in May. You're going to build up to it. But is it a bit of a different adjustment from that standpoint, from at least the prep side? You're still doing the same prep, but the timing's a little different.
right. I'd say the one thing, it is different for sure because everything is on my own. Like when I was in college, like I had lift coaches, I had plant throwing plans, I had all this stuff planned out for me. I'd say the one thing that did help was summer ball because obviously you gotta have your own kind of planned out there. Like, got to go lift when you need to, got to go do everything that you need to throughout summer ball. So I've kind of carried over what I've done through summer ball and stay in the gym doing taking lifts from what I had in college and just continuing to build myself and stay with that process through this entire off season. So it was different for sure, but it's been great.
That's adulting. It's like I tell my kids, they're now teaching and they're out of college, and I'm by the, we got to do this and that. Well, it's sort of, but you got to figure it out. You have to figure out, Gene, right? Suddenly, no one's, you got to, it's up to you, right? I mean, it's your call now if you want to go, move on, right?
It is, yes, sir.
Yeah, it's like figure it out, Gene. I call it. Brian Beer with us, Dan Vaughn on Explorers Expresso. Glad y'all are along today. How did Sioux City treat you? Weren't there a long time. Obviously, you're coming back, but the short stay, how was the treatment? Did everything go well for you? Did you have a good short experience?
It was amazing. Like I said, I couldn't have asked for anything better. My host family treated me amazing. All the guys in the locker room immediately brought me in. I told my dad one of the first moments that I like really felt a part of everything. I think it was like my second or third day, and I was on a little rack, and Deshaun was like, "Dude, come in the locker room, come hang out with us, like be with us. Everybody wants you in here." And that was probably one of the best feelings I had had once I had showed up. And so, like I said, all the guys were amazing. Coaches were amazing. It felt like I was a part of the family from the get go, and couldn't have asked for more. So
It is a special group. It's a special bond with Steve Montgomery and Bobby Post have down there. Bobby enjoyed having you. I know that. Did how that relationship? How was that working with Bobby Post? What insight can you give us about the legendary pitching coach that's Bobby Post?
he was awesome. We'd get done with our catch play, and we would sit down in the bullpen area while some guys were, getting some feel off the mound. And he would sit there and tell us some unreal stories that he's had from the past, guys he's coached and everything. So it was great to listen to him. At the time, I had asked him if there was anything that he would like to see more of me, and me coming in so late, he wasn't wanting to mess with me too much. So it was more of just keep doing your thing, and when spring training rolls around, we'll get to work. But like I said, I enjoyed listening to his stories and all the experience that he has with everything that he's been through.
Ryan Beer with us of Explorers Espresso. Dan Vaughn with you as well. Was there a point maybe you came in all ready to go, but was there a point in an outing or a pitch or a batter or a situation that you can remember you said, you know what, I got this. I can compete at this level. I mean, I maybe you came in ready to go, pretty confident. Was there a point where you were already confident?
I would say I'm a guy that does have a lot of confidence. I didn't know what to expect when I had walked in. I'd say the one cool thing, it it showed me two different things. My very first outing, my first batter, I struck out, and I was like, okay, like this is good. And I think the next two batters after that, I think I gave up a couple base hits, and I was like, all right, now I'm back to back to that level where I'm like, all right, it's still baseball. Like I can, I'm living in the real world still. So, but I think from the get go, and I think I've always known that I can compete at any level, and I think I just have that confidence in myself, no matter where I'm at.
Steve Montgomery talks about it. I haven't asked this to anybody this year. And well, actually, we did talk about this. Actually, Nate Girk and I talked about this last month. That the ultimate goal is to get you and whoever else an opportunity to chase those major league dreams. Important part about it, but while you're doing that, competing and trying to win. I mean, you want to win. You want to win in culture. Did you see this? And actually, Ben DeTay was saying this too. He's like, I want to move on, but at the same time, I want to win too. Same attitude for you.
Yes, sir. No doubt. I mean, wherever I'm playing, that's where my focus is. Obviously, my goal is to move up in the world, but in Sioux City, I mean, that's where I'm going to be. That's my focus, and it's going to be to help the team win as much as I can. Help cheer on the guys, be there for everybody. So that is the main goal for sure. And I think it helps the locker room out a whole lot more too, because when everybody's in that same mindset, you can see everybody working together a lot better, and everybody tends to pull for each other, and that's when you see a lot more success out of the team. So I do think it is a great mindset to have.
Well, you should hear on the podcast, you podcast folks, you're hearing Ryan Beard, Dan Vomiting and Explorers Expresso live on this 4th of February. Yeah, we got only 99 days to the first one there in Chicagoland. Are you counting the days? Yeah, did you know that?
I
Or am I
did.
telling you news? Did you know that?
Yes, sir. I did. I've been watching the calendar, and I'm itching. I'm ready to go and get the ball rolling. So
What's your off season like besides? I mean, obviously you're working out, but what else you doing? What goes on in a Ryan Beard off season, a random February day?
so I'm one of those guys that can't really put the ball down. I gotta either be throwing a baseball or football. I mean, I have to keep the arm moving. So I'd say I throw about just about every day. I'm in the gym 4 to 5 times throughout the week. I'll get some running in here and there. Uh, I wouldn't say a whole lot. I like to keep my mind at ease, keep a clear mind. It helps me to stay loose and like just stay confident with everything that I do. It makes pitching easier for me, I would say. And then I go help my dad at work. So when I get done with he lets me do all my workouts, and once I get done with all my workouts and stuff, I go hang out at the shop with him and help him around with whatever he needs.
What kind of work is that? What kind of shop is he in?
He has a small business of his own. He prints blueprints for construction. So
Okay.
yes, sir.
Well, yeah, well, it's on my list of things because we're going to get to your family in a minute because it's a very interesting story too with Ryan Beard. But we're going to get to that as well. It influences, obviously take your family out of it because there's going to be some influences obviously in your family. Who's influenced you in your career on the way up, even maybe back in the high school, perhaps?
I've had a lot. And there's still coaches even from high school or my summer ball high school coaches, that have always been there rooting for me and right there behind me. Dave Smith was one of my guys back when I was in high school who I would work with a lot. And, he always showed a lot of confidence. He would bring confidence through himself to me. So I always enjoyed that. My college coaches, I mean, both UTSA and Tarleton, Coach Hallmark and his staff, and Coach Smith and his staff. I mean, both of them have helped to build me to get to where I am today. And I couldn't be more blessed for everything that they've done for me. So, a lot of coaches, a lot of teammates, even friends that I had in high school and college. Like, I see, I'll see friends that I haven't seen in a long time, and they'll be like, "Dude, I've been keeping up with you. It's awesome. Continue what you're doing." And so it's a great feeling to know that I have a lot of people that do still support me to this day.
Ryan Beard with us here. He began his collegiate career at UTSA there in San Antonio, then up to Tarleton State and Stephenville, Texas, places that I I know, no, no. Well, matter of fact, years ago, Ryan, many, many moons ago, when I was a very young lad in high school, we played a state playoff game in Stephenville. Many, many moons ago, football game that is. But
Yes, sir.
uh, you went to a good a high school that was pretty competitive in baseball and all sports. There, Reagan, there in San Antonio. What other things did you do growing up, high school wise, sports wise?
When I was younger, I played like just about every single sport, as any younger kid would. I'd say once I got more to high school, I played football for a couple years. I really enjoyed football, but just for more of the point of keeping my body and healthy and everything, it was better to get out of football as early as I did. So, but I did. I played football my freshman and sophomore year of high school, and then it was just baseball after that.
The reason I ask you that, and maybe, and I think this may be where I'm getting somewhere with this because you have a bit of a because I mean Chase Jesse had that same kind of makeup that you had from the other side, though very bulldog, almost I call it bulldog football mentality on the mound. You sort of have that. I mean, you obviously it's not a contact game, but it's an pumped up out there. That's why I asked that because it seems like that's your approach to the matter. You're. I'm not saying you're Chase Jesse where you're a screaming, but you're a pumped up guy out there. You've got. I can see the tension out there. You're juiced. You're amped.
Yes, sir. Me and Chase, we had a lot of conversations, just because we were kind of like the same guys. Like out, like when we were chilling, hanging out in the bullpen and everything. It was, we were just talking, goofing with the guys a little bit, and then the moment we got on the mound, I mean, it was just go time, and both of us were the same way. I mean, it was we were gonna get every single guy out the moment we stepped on the mound, and we had that confidence within ourselves. So it's funny you bring him up because yeah, I mean, we still talk to this day. We'll talk just here and there about everything that's going on and keeping each other updated. But yes, sir, we definitely
I,
do have a lot of the same mindset once we get on that mound.
I love that because I remember there's a moment in Fargo, and it was very late in the year. You were with us. This is probably your first week or two you're with us. Big series win in Fargo. Actually, it was the series that we won, clinched the playoff spot, and we had everybody get together down the Holiday Inn there. Mongo was you could hear. Up, I lost the video. There we go. You can hear
There
over
it is.
everybody. You could hear Chase over everybody in my crowd mic. Just I, you, I'm like, well, folks, he struck him out because he made sure to let everybody know he struck him out. You guys in the bench were going nuts.
Yes, yes, sir.
That kind of emotion's contagious, though, isn't it? I mean,
It
isn't it?
is. It's amazing. I mean, I think it's what brings the team alive too. I mean, you feel the energy off of the pitcher, and everybody starts to feel it, and that's when things are going right. Is when everybody's feeling the energy, and yeah,
How's voice Ryan Beer, Dan Vaughn with you now. This is something that I really find interesting because, granted, you're a Texan. You were born in Indianapolis, I believe. Family were to Texas when you were young, so you've been in Texas a long time. But a lot of folks may not know, and I've talked about it on the air. You have connections, professional sports in Canada. Your
yes, sir.
grandfather is if you follow hockey, and I sort of followed hockey once in '93 when the Stars came to Dallas, so I kind of got into it. But I knew the name. I'm like going, Jacques Demire. I've heard that name before. Uh, Coach, politician, but this is a guy that in Canada, your grandfather's a legendary Stanley Cup winner. And if you're a sports fan in Canada, that's a big name. I know maybe in Texas they're probably going, don't know, but that's a pretty big deal. Growing up with a well-known grandfather in a high-level sport, that must have been really cool.
It was awesome. He was the most genuine guy ever. I just always remember growing up. I mean, he was always there supporting. I think it was my 10 or 11-year-old year. I played all stars for my little league team, and he had flown out to Texas to come watch me play. And he was always the biggest supporter of us. And I he was awesome. I love him very much. We still I'll talk to him every once in a while here and there still. He had a stroke a few years back. So when that first happened, it was a little bit of a hard time to try and talk to him just because, it was very different. And it was sad. But he's getting a lot better with it, and it's still hard to have conversations, but it's a lot easier, and we can still enjoy talking to each other and having those conversations. More just me letting him know about my life and what's going on, and he's still super excited every time I get on the phone with him. So I
Awesome.
enjoy him, and he's always been one of the biggest supporters.
I mean, and that's the thing. I was trying to. It's hard for us as Americans that don't. I mean, yes, we follow hockey now, but it's in Canada. It's a huge deal. I mean, Stanley Cup winning
Big time.
is a huge deal. It's a huge deal winning at any level. But in Canada, it's a different. I mean, that's a different animal altogether. It's their. I mean, we think baseball is our pastime. That's their pastime. We get it, and but that is a. This is a very. I just don't know. If people realize that he won the whole thing.
Yes, sir. Last Canadian to still have the championship.
You share any memories of that with you as a
Um, Honestly, he was a very humble dude. He did not talk about it too much.
what's that? Go
His
ahead. I'm
thing,
sorry.
you're good. Um, he was a very humble dude. He really did not talk about it too much with us. He more just enjoyed the time that he got to spend with us, just because the distance was so big and everything, and our time being together wasn't a whole lot. Um, there is a book that we have of him, and I'll go read that every once in a while to, kind of see um, just
Sure.
some of the stuff that went on. My dad will tell me some stories, but the time we had with him, I mean, it was always just him wanting to be around us and enjoying that time. So that was a big blessing.
Such great stuff, Ryan. Such great stuff. Ryan Beard talking about his grandfather Jacques Demir, the Stanley Cup winner. Family has a sports background too. You've got, I mean, it's like the sports a big deal in your family, right? I mean, not
Yes,
not
sir.
just your grandfather, but give us the elevator pitch on the family around the country and in San Antonio. There's some sports in the family.
There is. So actually, my little brother's still playing baseball right now. He's at St. Mary's University here in San Antonio, so I get to go watch him right now, which is a blessing. My dad, he was a big baseball player growing up too. I mean, he played throughout college. He went to Texas State his first year, went to Odessa Junior College, and then finished out at Aiken, South Carolina. So he's big time baseball. My mom was a gymnast growing up, so there's that. My dad's brother played college baseball as well, and then my grandfather, their dad, played college basketball. So it's a big sports family. Everybody's very competitive and into it. So
You're talking about your mom being a gymnast. What's better, your gymnastic skills or your French from your grandfather? Which are you? Do you have? Can you do? Can you do either one? I mean, do you have any skills in that department?
I'm gonna have to sit there and say I don't have either of those skills at all. I'll leave those to them, and I'll stick with my baseball skills.
It's Ryan Beard with us here on Explorers Expresso, rounding third with him and heading home down the stretch. Now, the fun time you're in a what I consider now as a native Texan, you're in a culinary city that's just second to none. If you like the Tex-Mex, which I do, my waistline shows it. Uh, San Antonio rocks, and it's not just the Tex-Mex, everything. But do you have any favorite places? I'm coming. Where should I go? Where would I go? Where would you take me in San Antonio?
There's too many good places. Me and my dad have actually been on this little adventure with finding burger places. So we've been going to a lot of burger places recently. There's honestly too many places to go to.
Yeah, I
I
figured so.
The food out here, it's really good.
Every time I
Um,
go to San Antonio, I can't. I'm like, okay, I want to go here, here. I'm not there long enough. I got to almost move there to get all the places I want to go to.
exactly. There's way too many
Oh,
places, way too much good food. I mean, like
yeah,
I said, me and my dad we're trying all these burger places right now that we didn't even know was a thing. So um,
awesome.
a lot of good food out here.
Culinary delights there in San Antonio.
Yes, sir.
I back to college real quickly. I missed this earlier, and I should have thrown this in there. But UTSA, then Tarleton. Did you finish? You have that all in hand? Where are you at there?
I have. I did end up graduating last May, which was a huge success. When I transferred, I didn't not all of my credits transferred over with me, so I had to take a few extra hours in there, and you know what? It ended up all working out. just because of how many credits I had. We didn't know if I was going to be able to get it done. And I think like a week or two before graduation, I'm like, whoa, I'm going to graduate. Call my parents up and I'm like, oh, by the way, I'm actually going to graduate. And they were like, really? Like, well, we got to get the ball rolling on this. So it was an exciting time for sure.
What did you get a degree in, Ryan?
I got a degree in business.
All right. Okay. Okay. All right.
Yes,
So,
sir.
all right. Well, when way down the road, when the playing days are over, what would you like to do business wise? Or anything that you said, you know what, that could be me when I'm old like DB? I mean, maybe you're my age. What would you like to be doing?
um, I have not put a whole lot of thought into it. I've talked with my dad about it. Might even go back to school just to, go into more of the construction side of everything. I've talked about construction. There's just I don't know. I'm too focused on my baseball career right now to the point where I'm living that right now, and I'm a continue going with that. But construction, I would say, is the one thing I have thought about and potentially could see myself doing.
And I appreciate. I got certain things to ask you: music, food. Do you like the Spurs? All these things I could ask you about, and I just we're running. I just don't want to keep you any longer, but man, great stuff. Appreciate you. We're so looking forward to having you, and blessings as always. And I love the fact that you were thankful to your Maker too. That means a lot to me. As a believer, I really thought that was really cool, and just best to your family. And we'll see you in 99 days, young man. 99
Yes,
days.
sir. Excited. Looking forward to it. I thank you again for having me on here.
Ryan, appreciate your time as always. Right there, there he goes, Ryan Beard. Take it easy, my friend. There he goes, there in San Antonio. Ryan Beard on Explorers Expresso. What a great young man, and you can tell he really gets it. He is those grounded, and just you love to see young men making a difference, and you can tell in his life. Sorry about that. I think I lost you for a moment. I think we're back. We're all good. I got a little bit of a hiccup in the internet right there, but we had some internet hiccups there, but I think we're all good. Let me double check here on Explorers Expresso. But again, great stuff from Ryan. Appreciate his time, and really happy to just again, you it's contagious, and I think he's really summed it up. Where you see a situation where let me actually make sure we're still on here. So we had some internet hiccups. There we go. Yeah, let me pull this down. Oh, I know what it was. This is on the screen. Let me pull this down there. That probably would help. There we go. You guys in the podcast, bear with me here. Let me close this out. Hold on. Pull this down and pull this down. Up. Oh, what happened there? Should be fine. Hopefully. Maybe. I hope. I don't know. Let's see. I'm watching myself back in yeah, you made it crash, Brett. You did. You did make it crash, but let's see here. Well, oh well. We'll fight through it. I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. Okay, it's off the screen now. We're all good. All right, you guys were talking amongst yourself. We reset the show here. Thanks to Ryan Beer for joining us right there. Great conversation. He's right though. If you've ever been to San Antonio, for my Iowa brethren, you wherever you are, for you Sioux City brethren, if you're down south in San Antonio, because I can tell you right now, my wife and I were down. This happened. I was actually talking about this to I get Brad Albright about this last night, the Cleveland voice, that a few years ago in 2016, my oldest was in a swim meet. Wife and I were down in San Antonio. Long story short, the list of food places that I wanted to, restaurants I want to hit up in San Antonio was a mile long. We're only there for a day and a half. It's just impossible. That's how good it is down in that San Antonio way. And I love San Antonio and a really cool place down there. But again, glad to have him. Good to see Brett as well out there. Again, my question for y'all once again, as we get to day number 99 to hit opening day in Chicagoland. It's a little longer for home opener, but what are you looking or looking forward to the home opener or looking forward to the season? What is it? Is it a night? Is it a promotion? Is it a feeling? Is it an inning thing? Is it the beer batter? Is it what is it? Maybe some of you guys tailgate. Is it that? Is it fireworks on the 4th of July? Is it just what? Everybody has something they're looking forward to for the season. I'd love to hear what y'all's thoughts are here on Explorers Expresso. We're getting the tail end of the show here. A couple things to get to as we roll right along here. And let me see if this is going to work. I think we're better now. I hope we're better. We'll find out. I mentioned the 100 days. There we go. Already mentioned that. Boozy slushies, the doctor says. The boozy slushy, is that in play? Okay. All right. The boozy slushy. Every year, the boozy slushy. Brett says, when I come to town, I love that, mate. I appreciate it. Every year, appreciate it. Appreciate it right there. Very, very kind of you. I'm glad Kansas City wants to see me. I'm just glad. I didn't want to see me a few years ago. And the best thing that's ever happened to me in this business happened. Thank you. Glad to be a part of this. We got 100 days, I mentioned. A couple of things to roll along, and let's in no particular order here. This came up. I don't know if you saw this in the American Association side of things, but the American Association has a. It's what's it, 3 years now? It's the fourth year, third year. It's the Baseball Champions League. Now, it's a really cool concept. It works a little bit like the European Champions League, if you know your Premier League soccer and La Liga and all that, where all the champions of the top two teams of those leagues play a separate season. But this is not such a separate season, a separate tournament. It's under the guise of the World Baseball Classic folks who run that. It's an international sanctioned deal, so it's an officially sanctioned deal. American Association part of it, world's only professional club tournament. Now, a few years ago, there was an Asia series. I mentioned this several times over the years. They're the champions of Australia, Korea, Japan, and Taipei, Chinese Taipei played. This is sort of an offshoot of that, where they've done this now in North America, and you're going to have to see the teams there. King County representing the association. You're going to have the Mexico City Reds, Diablos de Rojas de Mexico. That's the Reds of Mexico, very successful team. The champions of Venezuela. Then you've got the brothers in the Chinese Professional League, very good league. It's probably the most competitive limited league. What I mean by that, the Chinese, I believe it's only got 4 or 5 teams in that league, but it's very competitive. I mean, it's a hardcore, hard-nosed league, that Chinese league. And you got the team from Nicaragua and the team from Cuba. Those are your two groups. That'll be March 24th through 29th. Coming to us from down in Mexico, hosted by the Mexico City Red Devils, the Diablos Rojos de Mexico, the 2025 Liga Mexicana de Baseball champions. They're hosting that event, and again, Kane County will be down there, and that'll be coming up in March. So look forward to that. That'll be right around that time. You know, the WBC will, we got a lot of baseball coming up. Not only do we have spring training, we got WBC, we got the Baseball Champions League, we got opening day, we got the big leagues, we got the minor leagues, we got the association. I mean, it's a boom, boom, boom. It's going to be flying at us in a couple of weeks' time. It's going to come at us boom, 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 just like that. So great news from the league. Also, questions and comments here. Bruce says, looking for the best sound in sports, bat hitting the baseball. Amen to that, Brucey. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Although I would argue the greatest sound is me chewing on fajitas, but there's that. I mean, Brett says he's looking forward to making the trip to Siouxland this year. And he also says, Bruce, can I add the sound of glove popping when the ball hits the mitt, as we were talking about what you're looking forward to most as we get closer and closer. And for me, I talked about it earlier. It's that 4th of July feeling. My wife will finally be done with school. It'll be a lot cooler for us in Iowa than it is down in our native Texas. She'll be able for her to relax, and we can be together and enjoy the fireworks and just the whole Siouxland community. I love our baseball family. I love being there. It's just a great feeling that time of year for me, and it's just a real feel good. I mean, I take you back to 2 years ago when J.D. Schulten dusted off the mitt and came out of retirement that same week. And it usually also kicks off that stretch run to that second half of the season where the X's are making a playoff run, and just a lot of really good vibes. And by that time, the dust is off the early part of the year where you're kind of rusty on the air and media relations are still rusty. You're now flying. You're flying down the street and ready to roll. So that's where I would say my feeling is there. I'm looking forward to seeing your smiling faces as well. The doctor says I'll also be finished at Harvard by then. I'll come to Iowa even smarter. Yes, my wife is going to Harvard this summer for a little convention. That's all I got to tell you because I don't really know exactly what you could call it. It's just a smart people convention. Explorers Expresso, Dan Vaughn with you. More association news. Let's check this out. How about this logo? Now, we already talked about this. We mentioned this even last summer that the association's All-Star game will be in. Wait, let's see. When my mom said I want to run the bases with my walker. We don't. I don't know if we have that many. We meant to wait. Yeah, after the ball game, Mom. We may have to like extend the running the bases with the kids for an extra few minutes for you. But yeah, I like it. Like that idea. Run the bases with your walker. Love it. Good idea. Hope you're doing well, Mom. But again, back to league news. Carbliss. They've got the sponsorship intact for that All-Star game. The Lincoln Salt Dogs announcing that last week. Now, again, we've talked about this. It was not a really good kept secret, well kept secret, what do you want to call it? But celebration, the first time Lincoln's hosted the event since 2003. Haymarket Park, which I don't know who the MVP will be this year. I don't know who the best pitcher is going to be. I don't know who the league champion is going to be. What I do know is it's a pretty dadgum good chance that Lincoln's going to win the best playing surface of the American Association again. And you're going to see that All-Star field at Haymarket Park hosting the association. So that'll be coming up in July. A couple events. They've got the All-Star Clinic. There's going to be tours and experiences of Lincoln. What a great town. Bruce knows this as a University of Nebraska alumnus. I know this from going to Lincoln a handful of times and also watching the Red Raiders play there a couple times. In football, that is. But yes, July 14th is the All-Star Game, Hall of Fame dinner banquet on the 14th. I'm sorry, Tuesday the 13th. July 14th, Home Run Derby Association. I'm sorry, I got my dates wrong. Scratch all that. July 14th is the banquet and all that. And then the game is on the 15th. That's a Tuesday, Wednesday at Haymarket Park. I can go to Lincoln Salt Dogs for more information. The league also has some information there as well for tickets and ideas and whatnot. You want some ideas on places to go eat there? I can help you out. Bruce can help you out. We'll all help you out. But again, league news, the All-Star game heading to Lincoln and looking forward to seeing that event. And congratulations to Shane Tritz and Charlie Meyer and company there in Lincoln do a great job. They're just really good people and happy for them. They will throw an outstanding event. I know they will. Explorers Expresso here. A couple of league notes as well. Transaction time. Now, I usually will just kind of highlight a few. Now, I mentioned earlier that the X's did involve a trade this week or did execute a trade, Caden Matlin going to Boise. So it clears up a roster spot that gives the X's now, I believe, 17 players under contract currently because that player to be named later is not under contract. So it just goes the player to be named later. A couple things, too. Just looking at some of the more well-known names just that might get your attention overall. And I go Josh Allen's back in King County, perennial MVP candidate in this league. He's back with those Cougars again. I guess winning back-to-back titles will do that to you. He'll going to come back. So Josh Allen is back. Jalen Williams signed with Chicago. I mentioned that. I may have mentioned that last show, but a couple names there. Elvis Peralta's back in Gary South Shore. And welcome back Solomon Bates to the American Association. Former Explorer is going to pitch with Milwaukee this year. So those Milkmen getting a really good Olivia they signed for Kansas City. Some of the names there, I think I did touch on some of the earlier ones back a couple weeks ago. Lake Country signed outfitter JT Benson this week, and Chandler Woolridge going to Lincoln, a right-handed pitcher. Then Diego Hernandez, he's a really good-looking outfielder, going to go to Milwaukee. Those are the latest signings in the American Association. But some of note right there. By the way, Sioux Falls transferred the contract of Cam Hassert to Colorado. And also Winnipeg transferring James Colner to the Washington Nationals. A couple of moves there as well in the American Association. Other news and notes around the game of baseball international wise. There are a couple of connections winning a Claxton Shield last week with the Adelaide Giants in the Australian Baseball League. Australia beat Sydney 2-1 at Sydney's Blacktown Ballpark, side of the silver medal game in the 2000 Olympics in Sydney. The gold medal game was played at the SCG, but with Sydney Cricket Ground there, the large stadium in Sydney. It was actually the Homebush stadiums where the gold medal game was played, the silver medal games, and I broadcast games at that stadium. There's actually a plaque there. It tells you to commemorate that 2000 Olympiad and all that. But Adelaide Giants winning connections include Lana Barassa, who pitched for Winnipeg, and Team Canada. He pitched for Sydney. He won game two, I believe. Actually, he didn't win. He got a no decision in game one. He pitched well. Robbie Glendening went 3 for 11 in the series for Adelaide. Kansas City Monarchs last year with the Adelaide Giants now. He makes his home in Kansas City, but he is an Australian from Perth. Also, Josh Hendrickson, also Kansas City Monarch last year, got the win for the Adelaide Giants in their final game. He went 5 2/3, 6 hits, 7 strikeouts, 2 earned runs in that one. And then Todd Van Stencil. Remember Todd from a couple of years ago? He was the closer for St. Paul. I believe the last year that they were in the association with George Samus, he was a closer for the St. Paul Saints. A young man, one of the legendary Australian closers, getting the win. And here's how it looked for those Australians here. I do believe I've got the highlight. This is what it was, the final out. Oh, this is not this is not the audio, but this is the final out. I might as well roll this. I thought I had it here, but well, it's a photo. Guess the video didn't load in there, so we'll have to dispense with that. The video didn't load in there, so it's all good. I'll just take it out. I was going to play the highlight of it, but trust me, Adelaide won. I was going to do some production value and some video in it, but Adelaide won, so all good. The Adelaide Giants are winners of the Australian Baseball League, and they are Claxton Shield champions. Here on Explorers Expresso, Dan Vaughn with you. Now, for you folks on video, you're going to get the bonus content only if you go to our podcast. The podcast is rolling. We had 50 downloads last week on our last edition with Steve Montgomery. So hopefully you folks will hit that download button wherever you get your podcast, subscribe. I'll put that link up as well. But what I want to tell you about is I'm going to tease what I found is a very interesting story. Well, it's kind of hard to be very interesting because it's interesting. It's an interesting story. And there's the link that I'll put it there in the screen, but there's your link, the podcast page. It'll be up if you're watching live on video, it's going to be up in about, 45 minutes. But I found this story to be fantastic in the 1894 Sioux City Cornhuskers. And what it is can you imagine, insert team, I don't care if it's the New York Yankees, Sioux City Explorers, they pick the phone up and say, hey, Team A, we want your entire roster. We want the entire thing. We don't want the franchise necessarily. We don't want the team. We don't want the popcorn maker and the hot dog machine. We just want the players. We want all your players. We're going to buy them all from you for X amount of dollars, and we're going to move on. And you guys can just get a new roster. I'll tell you about that story on the podcast here in a few minutes. So you folks on the podcast will stand by for that. Explorers Expresso, Dan Vaughn with you, around third, heading for home. Couple of things coming up to talk about here, and that is the tickets available right now. You can get those season tickets, the mini plans, all that are up and at them at xsbaseball.com. We've got they're working their tails off. Tom and the gang are working their tails off. They are just getting the bricks. It's the ultimate selling season right now. You're in that window between the Super Bowl and spring training, and people are tired of watching the snow and the cold weather, and they want Springtown, they want baseball, and our crew is out there doing that, and I really appreciate what they're doing, working their tails off and trying to get just spread the love of X's baseball. And I just think it's imperative that you guys know what the hard work they're doing. And hopefully you guys can sign up and sign on and hit them as well and hit the ballpark. By the way, it's also one more thing. It's also National Girls and Women's and Sports Day today. I just saw this a few minutes ago, and I did not get this in the show, but I did want to give a shout out to our three ladies in the front office, Emily Truckee, Emma DeStigner, and Jessica Hutchinson. Food and beverage, Jessica. Emma, the sales associate. Emily, our promotions manager. Those three ladies, That's our front office along with Tom Backmeyer. And those three ladies definitely representing the X as well in this women, National Girls and Women in Sports Day. So, tip of the cap. I don't have a graphic for you, but trust me, it's today. The league put a great graphic up. I just saw it as I went on the air, and I was like, dang it, should have put that up. But again, congratulations. National Girls and Women in Sports Day. And tip of the cap to those three ladies who worked their tails off and do a great job with the X's at Lewis and Clark Park. So big tip of the cap there for them. All right, mentioned that podcast. I talked about that. Our next show is just down the road in 2 weeks' time. It'll be on the, what is that, the 11th? No, I'm sorry, 18th. 18th. 18th, our next show. Our next show is the 18th. Reed Butts is going to join us. Now, Reed signed with us from the Pioneer League. He's an exciting young man. As a matter of fact, tell this story real quickly before I let y'all go. Reed and I was texting Ryan Beard, who was our guest earlier, and I was texting him, and I got I wanted to remind Ryan that we had a show, and he was all on it. And I actually also text Reed saying, "Don't forget in 2 weeks." And then I got my signals crossed, and I had poor Reed thinking he was going to be on the day. And I'm like, whoa, my bad. So we nearly had a double header today, which would have been great, but we will have Reed on in 2 weeks' time. Looking forward to having him down the road. I've talked with JD Schulte. Now he's busy at the State House, but JD will be joining us down the road and others as well. Of course, Steve Montgomery, and I've reached out to others. We'll have a flowing guest in and out. I got the next show planned out for you, okay? At least the next two. So we'll start to go. We'll stay at every 2 weeks. Then coming up in April, once we get Taylor March, we start going every week as we ramp up into May, and we'll have something coming to you every week as we get rolling in that stretch drive to opening day. Last call here on Explorers Expresso. Dan Vaughn with you. Glad you are along on the 4th of February. I'm going to get all the news out of the way here. Boy, in record time here, we're just 55 minutes in. Again, what are you looking forward to? 99 days away. What are you fired up about? What is the one thing? What is it you want to see? The sound, a smell, a taste, a night? Maybe it's just your seats. I mean, for me, for me, it's my seat. And I love to walk down and see you folks every night when at the gate for that few minutes I do it right around 6 o'clock. Gates open. I love to be at the gates open at 6. Say hello, everybody, and get back up for the broadcast. I'm looking forward to that. Just can't wait for that. Looking forward to that. So that's what I'm looking forward to. As we're not at 100 days. We're at 99 days, but just cross it out. I want to do a little graphic and cross it out with an X at 99, but you guys get the point there here at Explorers Expresso on this Wednesday. Okay, again, 2 weeks from now, Reed Butts will join us. We're looking forward to catching up with him. Stay tuned to all of our social channels. Now, what I do when we have player breaking news and we don't have a show, like say, for example, next week, we announce some player moves. I'll have a video for you up. We'll also have our X's shots. Do check those out. Repurposed from the show. We'll have some of Ryan's quotes. We got a couple of Marty in the hopper with Mongo from last week. Give you a great insight into what's going on in his head and what we're working on in behind the scenes, if you will, with the Sioux City Explorers. All right. Last call. Anybody got anything? It's your chance to chime in. It's your chance to chime in and contribute here to the show. God, I can't believe it. I mean, and I was thinking about this last night. 99 days. So much to do, so much time, right? Well, I say that now, but we're going to look up. It's going to be 69 days, 70, 50 days, 40. We're going to look up. Dang it, it's time to go rolling. Let's get it. Anyway, last call. I'm going to see everybody out there today. I'm glad you stopped by for a few moments as well. And these shows, I look forward to them. I love having you guys stop by, and I hope you guys are enjoying them as well. Again, the podcast, got that right there on the screen. You can download the podcast wherever you get your podcast or on our podcast page. All of our shows are there. Going back, all of our shows are there. You can go there and just check them all out. Maybe you missed Mongo. Maybe you missed Nate Gherkin a month ago. He's on there. Maybe we're going to go back to revisit Henry George last year. It's there. All of our podcasts are there. I know some of you folks love the podcast. That's your thing, and I get it. And I wish I was a better podcast listener, but I'm a much better podcast producer. Well, let me rephrase that. I try harder at podcast producing. All right. That's it. It's a wrap, I believe. I believe it's a wrap. Okay. Well, much love to you guys. Again, this was a little harder show to do in my studio because this is the first one I've done in this studio where the dog's not been here, but we're all good. We're gonna fight through it, and I made it through it. Made it through it. All good. Let's be better fans tomorrow than we're today. Let's show more love tomorrow than today going forward in 2026. You guys ready? You ready? You guys are the best. There's no doubt. Let's get those pipes rolling. Everybody get ready. I want everybody 1, 2, 3 together now. We're all together. We're all together now. All right, here we go. Me. 1, 2, 3. Go X's. I'll see you in 2 weeks, everybody. Roll the clothes, Vaughn. Roll the clothes. I promise.
Well, it's baseball time in Siouxland once again.
You know what? I forgot one thing. And this is the beauty of the show is that I can stop the show myself because I'm in control of the show. I don't got to go to the producer, but before we do Go X's, thanks to Ryan Beer for stopping by today. Thanks to y'all for stopping by today for 5 minutes the entire time. Let's try it again with Go X's. 3, 2, 1, Go X's, and I will.
The explorer
I will. See you next time, everybody.
out to bring home another win. And when they take the field, they'll be hitting and running and stealing. So come out to the park for that big league good time feeling. Well, it's baseball Sioux City style. Baseball Sioux City style. Gonna conquer the league. Hold on to your seat. The Explorers just won't be beat. Every night, Siouxland screams out loud. 'Cause the Explorers are doing the locals proud. Cause the Explorers are doing the locals